I wonder, why do forensic scientists use us to solve crimes? Wait, what? Nonsense. It's so cool how I'm built. I've existed for a year without food and I'm fine. Who else can do that? Only me. Haha. What would happen if I were heated to 50 degrees? I don't know. Never tried it. It's weird. Why did nature make the reproductive process so painful for the female? Wake up. I'm awake. Where am I? The light is fading. The heat subsides, and the stifling, still air in the room finally grows cooler. It is well past midnight. The rhythmic sounds of giant footsteps died down long ago. Deep darkness sets in, but for me, darkness is not a time for sleep. It is a time to hunt. I feel it. My antennae pick up the invisible signal, carbon dioxide. It is a sleeping, the warm, breathing creature that is my only source of life. It's time to wake up. I slowly crawl out of a deep, dark crevice in the wooden bed frame. My body is flat, like a sheet of paper. I am no bigger than a tiny apple seed, only about 5 millimeters long. I cannot fly. Primera cannot jump. I have no wings. I move on 6 short legs. I quickly scramble across the rough fabric of the mattress. My world is not made of colors and sounds. I cannot make sounds. I never scream or roar. My world is thermal imaging, smells, and chemistry. I crawl straight toward the heat source. I cross the vast white desert of the bedsheet. Every movement is calibrated by instincts. Finally, I find an exposed patch of warm, pulsating flesh of the giant. If the giant wasn't here, I would crawl down to the floor and find something covered in thick fur. A dog or a cat. They are fine for survival too. But human skin smooth, without an undercoat, is my absolute ideal. I pressed myself against it. I have no teeth. I do not chew my food. I have a proboscis, a complex, terrifyingly perfect tool, resembling 2 microscopic needles. I pierce the skin, but the giant doesn't even flinch. Why? Because my first needle injects a powerful chemical cocktail. It's a natural anesthetic to disable the pain, and an anticoagulant, so the blood doesn't clot and flows easily. The giant will feel absolutely nothing, and my second needle begins to greedily pump the crimson liquid. I drink for exactly 5 to 10 minutes. My flat body swells up like a red balloon. I become 3 times larger, much heavier, and change my color from dull brown to bright crimson. It becomes hard to move. I am overflowing, fully engorged. I withdraw my... The giant will wake up in the morning, but the itchy red marks from my bites might not appear for several days, and I will already be far away. I crawled back heavily, clumsily, into my dark crevice. I don't need to eat every day. One such meal will last me a whole week, sometimes even 10 days. There, in the darkness, I will slowly digest this meal. Later, all that will remain of it is a viscous pitch-black liquid. These are my feces, digested blood that will permanently stain the fabric of the mattress. My hunt is complete. I am safe. Birth and growing up, but how did I end up in this crevice? It all started with a tiny, pearl-white egg, the size of a speck of dust. About 1 millimeter. I matured inside it for 6 to 10 days. I hatched in pitch darkness. Back then, I was a translucent, almost invisible nymph, barely 1.5 millimeters long. To grow and survive, I needed blood. Without it, I would have simply dried up. My first hunt was the most dangerous. After drinking blood for the first time, I returned to my hiding spot and froze. A few days later, my old, transparent shell became too tight. I shed it like tight clothing. This is called molt. I had to go through 5 such stages of growing up. 5 difficult molts. Each stage took about a week, and for every growth spurt, a fresh serving of the giant's blood was vital. Each time, I left an empty, yellowish, dried skin in the crevice. My entire journey from egg to adult took exactly 37 days, and only then did I become an adult. Brown, hard-shelled, and ready to reproduce. Mating, if you thought there was room for romance in the insect world, you are wrong. Dozens of other bedbugs hide in our dark crevice. We have no mating dances, no courtship rituals. What we have is called traumatic insemination. The male does not need to look for special reproductive tracts. He simply pierces the female's shell with his sharp organ anywhere on her abdomen and injects his seed directly into her body cavity. It is brutal. It leaves deep scars on her exoskeleton, but it works flawlessly. The seed finds its own way to the eggs through her circulatory system. After this, the female tries to crawl away from the cluster of males. Soon, she will begin laying eggs. She glues them with a special secretion in the most hidden corners, behind wallpaper, deep in mattress seams, under baseboards. She will lay 1 to 5 eggs every single day, bringing hundreds of descendants into the world over her lifetime. She does not care for them. She leaves them in the dark and leaves to seek new blood. Starvation and waiting, but what if there is no food? The giants left the apartment for a long vacation. The room is empty. The dogs and cats were taken away too. Days turn into weeks. Other creatures would quickly starve to death, but not us. We know how to wait. We are masters of survival. If the temperature in the room drops, my metabolism slows down to an absolute minimum. I fall into a state of half-sleep. I sit in this crevice, completely motionless. My swollen abdomen gradually deflates, and I become flat and thin again. I can sit like this for 70 days. Half a year, and in cool conditions, even more than a year, without receiving a single drop of blood. I just wait until I once again catch that sweet smell of carbon dioxide. Travel and habitat. You will never meet me. Outside, we do not live in wild forests, fields, or caves. We are not blown away by the wind or soaked by the rain. Our only wild nature is human civilization. We are as dependent on you as you are on oxygen. One day, a strange, enormous thing appeared in the room. A suit. Instinct forced me to crawl out of the baseboard and get inside. I hid deep in the seams of the bag. Soon the suitcase slammed shut. Pitch darkness fell. Shaking and sudden temperature changes began. I rode in a car, flew in an airplane. We are the greatest hitchhikers in the world. We travel with you, in your belongings, books, and furniture, conquering new bedrooms and elite 5-star hotels all over the world. Predators and diseases, we have enemies. Sometimes a spider or a house centipede crawls into our crevice, but sometimes danger comes from within. We get sick too. There are microscopic parasitic fungi. If their spores land on my shell, they will sprout right through it. The fungus will start eating me alive from the inside. My body will be covered in white fuzz, and I will die. But the main, total danger comes from the giants. On an ordinary day, I wake up to a terrifying roar. It is a vacuum cleaner. The airflow rips bugs out of the crevices, but giants use something worse. Poisons. A white fog with a pungent smell penetrates the crevices. We suffocate, convulse, our nervous systems destroyed by the insecticide. However, giants are getting smarter. They know we have developed immunity to poisons, so they use the most terrifying weapon: heat. The air in the room heats up unnaturally. The heat becomes unbearable. The temperature rises to exactly 50 degrees Celsius, 122 Fahrenheit. There is no escape from this. Our shell cannot withstand it, and our eggs literally boil from the inside in a matter of minutes. Heat treatment is our absolute end. Old age, but if I avoid vacuums, poisons, heat, and predators, how will my life end? I will live from 6 to 12 months. Over my life, I will make dozens of successful raids for blood. But over time, my body will inexorably wear out. My proboscis will become dull. My legs will weaken. One day, I will drink blood for the last time, crawl heavily into my crevice, and won't be able to move again. My tiny heart will stop. It will dry up, turning into an empty, fragile shell that will forever mix with household dust. The meaning of life, what happens if you destroy us? If bees disappear, agriculture collapses. If ants disappear, the forest drowns in organics. But if we disappear, the Earth's ecology will notice absolutely nothing. We are 100% perfect human parasites. We exist simply because evolution allowed us to find an infinite source of energy. Your blood, and the safest shelter your homes. We are the dark side of your comfort.
Author's note. Bedbugs, Cimex lectularius, are among the most ancient parasites on the planet. Scientists found out they appeared over 100 million years ago and lived alongside dinosaurs. Initially, they lived in deep caves and fed on bat blood. But when ancient humans came into these caves, the bugs realized that humans were much easier and tastier prey. Their closest relatives still live in the wild today, swallow bugs and the dangerous kissing bugs. But let's answer the craziest questions you might have. Can you pour salt, pepper, or flour around the bed to protect yourself? No, that works on a snail because salt sucks the moisture out of its skin. But a bed bug is covered in a hard chitinous shell. It will just crawl right over your salt like a tank over sand. And flour is just dust to them. The only mechanical barrier that works is diatomaceous earth, which scratches their shell, causing them to slowly dry out. Can you drown them? They don't live in water. If a bug falls into a glass of water, it can't swim and will eventually drown. But due to its light weight, it can stay on the surface for a while thanks to surface tension. Do they get sick? Can they cough? They get sick with fungal infections, but they are physically incapable of coughing or sneezing. They have no lungs. They breathe through tiny holes, spiracles, on the sides of their abdomen. They have no vocal cords, so they are always silent. Do they feel pain? Insects have nociception, the ability to react to damage in order to escape. If a bug is squeezed, it will struggle desperately, but it does not experience complex emotional pain or suffering like a human. Do people eat bed bugs in exotic countries? In Asia, people eat tarantulas, scorpions, and grasshoppers, but nobody eats bed bugs anywhere. First, they are too tiny, the size of a seed. Second, they feed on blood, which isn't the safest culinary ingredient. Third, they emit a specific odor. Yes, if there are many of them, a human can smell them. Because of alarm pheromones, their nest smells like rotten raspberries, cilantro, or musty almonds. Have bed bugs been to space? Scientists constantly send spiders, fruit flies, and ants into zero gravity on the ISS. But they do not take bed bugs there. The reason is simple. They need fresh human blood to survive. No one in their right mind would send parasites to an enclosed space station to bite sleeping astronauts. Are they bred in terrariums? Regular people don't keep them. But entomologists in laboratories keep thousands of bugs in special jars to study them and create new poisons. Scientists feed them animal blood through artificial membranes so they don't die. And now for the most shocking part. Bedbugs do not transmit infectious diseases. This is confirmed by the CDC and EPA, but they are incredibly useful in forensics. Scientists discovered that the human blood they drink is preserved inside their stomachs. A perfect human DNA sample can be extracted from it even 45-60 days later. Bedbugs are tiny crime scene investigators that can prove a specific criminal or victim slept on that bed a month and a half ago. If you enjoyed this brutal but honest look into the microworld, be sure to check out our previous video, 24 Hours in the Life of a Snail. You will find out, why does a newborn snail eat its unhatched siblings first thing? How does a zombie parasite hack a snail's brain and control it like a puppet? How can these creatures sleep for several years without a drop of water and not age a single second? And why do they ruthlessly stab each other with sharp calcium daggers during mating? The answers to these questions will shock you. Click the next video to experience those 24 hours.